Hello, everybody, and welcome to another My Music. It's getting towards Friday when we're recording this. It's Thursday afternoon, which is always a great time of the week. One just has to keep the energy going, right? And for any of you out there that are just lagging a little bit whenever you're listening to this, just deep breaths, okay? And then relax, okay? Just keep the energy going. But Alan and I will keep the energy going with you this
definitely
afternoon.
will. I'm breathing myself, Graham.
He's doing it.
Taking that breath there. Let's do it. Let's do it.
He's got a crew t-shirt on. That's not Cutting Crew.
No.
Although it could be.
No, I'm not going to die in your arms tonight, mate.
No, but it's a good 80s reference.
Absolutely, I like a bit of that.
And Alan's sound has definitely got a bit of 80s reference. We will be back to talk to Alan about him and his music straight after this.
Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop.
Alan, hope you enjoyed that, by the way.
I liked it. Yeah, I was waiting for the cat. You said there was a cat in it. I was looking.
Yeah, there's like a cat puppet.
Yeah, there was no cat.
Yeah, there was. There's a cat puppet. It's like dancing around in the foreground. Yeah, no, has to be seen to be believed. For anyone listening to this in stereo, you didn't see the cat either. There we go. Now, you've got the classic 80s voice.
Thank
right?
you. I'm going to take that as a compliment straight away.
Right, that is a compliment. But what I want to know is, are you born with the classic 80s voice, or does that happen out of stylizing your voice and your vocal, or is it all in the production? That's what we all want to know.
I would say it's because Spandau Ballet, George Michael, those kind of bands were what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And I think somehow they seep into your psyche, don't they? Part of you, they become part of you, because I think that's what introduced me to music and really wanting to be a musician and a songwriter. So I think it's definitely got something to do with that. George Michael, Tony Hadley, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I've been asked to join actually a few Spandau tributes because of the voice. So it's not the production. The production is very, for me, I'm always looking for a very modern production, to be honest. So it's definitely not that.
Not as washy.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's definitely, I think, just growing up with that kind of music and it's seeping into who I am. So,
yeah.
Maybe
it's in the phrasing. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Actually really listening to the way those kind of people, particularly George Michael, the way he phrases things, I think, in my opinion, he's the best singer, songwriter of his generation. So if you're trying to aspire to be someone like that, you're not going to go far wrong, in my opinion. So
okay, well, look, let's start there. What's your favorite George Michael little clip that goes around the internet? There's got to be one.
Oh, it has to be probably the beginning of the Faith video, with the jukebox and everything. Yeah, that one. And also my favorite video and song of his is A Different Corner. So if I ever see that, I'll always stop and watch that bit.
I have to say, I'd like the two video snippets from behind the scenes of him practicing for Live Aid.
Oh yeah, I've seen that a lot. That's amazing, isn't it?
With Bowie watching.
Yeah, you could see even Bowie and who else was standing there? There was was it Seal or someone like that? They were just standing there with their mouths open, weren't they? Because he absolutely smashed that. Yeah, that's a brilliant take on that, actually. Yeah, you're right. That's come straight back to the memory there.
I do like that. And I also like, here's another one. Let's keep it really contemporaneous. I do also like watching Liam Gallagher talking about George Michael.
Yeah.
Without Prejudice.
He was in that film that they put out of his life, didn't they? It switched to Liam. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. That's a great clip as well. Yeah, I mean, he influenced people throughout different generations. I'm sure he'll continue to because he's so good. So
I
fair
expect
play to the
people at
man.
home.
God rest
Expect
his
people
soul.
at home. You've got your favourites as well. It might be that, or it might be George Michael and Morrissey sitting on chat shows debating music as well. Because I mean, they had a love-hate relationship. I feel in many
Yeah,
ways.
yeah. I don't think there was a lot of love lost there, was there?
No, no. So
Good call.
you wear your influences on your sleeve.
Okay, that's fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair comment.
You wear your influences on your sleeve. But actually, what got you, other than listening to those kind of bands, etc., what actually got you into writing music?
So myself and my best friend, we were probably 18, started messing about. He had a little sort of portable studio in his bedroom. And we did that for just as a hobby, really, for probably about 4 or 5 years. And then we started to get, first of all, it was terrible, as most people that start off writing songs are.
Thank you for saying that, by the way. I feel that's really important.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was a lot of rubbish for a few years, and then we wrote this song called "Couldn't Say Goodbye," and we both felt it was amazing. So we decided to go and record it in a big studio in London. We had both saved up our pennies over a few month period, and we put it out. We got it pressed on vinyl, and we had it mastered in Abbey Road. And then we put it out, as in the record shops locally, and we went to the local council, and we got onto a tour. And at the time, we supported Brother Beyond. Do you remember them?
Oh, of course, I remember Brother Beyond.
Brother Beyond. Yeah. We were the support act for Brother Beyond on this tour. That
was it. Each time was it? Is that?
Oh, I can't remember. The harder I try, the harder I try.
Break my heart.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the one. Yeah, so we ended up supporting them, and it was going really well for probably a year or so, and then as all these
Nathan, that's what he was called.
That's it. Yeah, Nathan. Yeah. I've got funny story actually, right? So we got a management deal, and the guy that was our manager at the time owned a limousine company. So he said we had this gig where Brother Beyond were the headliners, and he said, I'm going to lay on 2 limousines for you, one for you, Alan, one for you, Russell, and you'll pull up outside the venue, and all the kids. It was like, there's probably 500 to 1,000 kids at this venue, and he said, like, you make a grand entrance and it will look great. So anyway, we pulled up in these 2 limousines outside of this venue, and Brother Beyond pulled up in a Ford Sierra, and Nathan and the guys were looking out at us like, who the fuck are these guys? You know what I mean? Who are these guys? It was hilarious, honestly, because it was probably like, like that standout moment in your music career where you're never going to forget that moment. And for that reason, yeah, I mean, that Russell got pulled off the stage midway through the song and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was great. It was amazing. And great times. But, as all these things do, we had a moment, and it kind of passed,
Well, they were quite interesting as a band, actually, because they were actually pushed as a boy band.
Correct.
In that kind of boy band sense before the likes of Take That, Boyzone, etc.
Correct.
It was really early on.
Yeah, he was quite a pretty boy, wasn't he, Nathan?
He was.
Yeah, if I don't
very
say
pretty
so
boy.
myself.
Nathan Moore.
That's it.
His name.
Yeah, that's it. Nathan Moore. That's it.
And that song, The Harder I Try, that's what it was called.
Yeah, that's it.
That got us to number 2 in the charts.
Was it really?
Then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Here's another interesting fact about him. Do you know he went on to join another band, another boy band after that? Do you remember that?
Oh, do you know what I do? Go on, give me some more info.
Worlds Apart, they were called.
Worlds Apart, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well done.
Crazy.
Pop facts.
Hey, folks.
Not off, mate.
Not off. Backman Turner Overdrive.
Not off, mate.
Yeah, mate,
Yeah. So yeah, that's my claim to fame. Going on stage, getting out of a limousine. That was, purely by like the guy owned a company. That was his. He had a bit of money and had this limousine company, but at the same time, he saw us at a show. In fact, we did like an audition thing, and he was there and contacted us and said, "Look, I want to be your manager. I've got big plans for you, and this, that, and the other." So, yeah, those were great times, certainly.
Did you ever meet? There's a bit of an aside here for anyone that's listened to this before. You'll know that sometimes we just go off at a tangent. So, but did you ever meet another band who have been on here a couple of times? Daniel Takes a Train.
No, I haven't heard
early 1980s. So it might have been a bit.
Daniel Takes a Train. Doesn't ring a bell.
Right. Again, a little bit like Spandau Ballet, ABC, or whatever. Yeah, but
I'll take a listen to that.
They sort of got together after 30 years.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and then finally put out the album, which they should have put out years ago.
At the time,
but their big thing was that they famously crashed the Brits one year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they literally they weren't invited, but a couple of them got in, and then were like schmoozing with everyone.
It wasn't the year of Sam Fox and Mick Fleetwood presenting that terrible one. Do you remember that?
It might. Oh my word, that was the classic. Wasn't it?
Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was.
It was just so bad. It couldn't have got any worse, could it? Yeah, it was just really bad, wasn't it?
And now the next act that will be
yeah, that's it. Oh, it's always cringy, wasn't it?
Well, I think it set the standard, personally.
Yeah, it's been downhill ever since.
Everybody else after that was thinking, "Cool. Not matter, does it? I can't do as bad as that." That was
brilliant.
It. Yeah.
Brilliant. No, I'll check those out, Graham.
What is it motivates you still to write music? What motivates you now?
I think it's just in you, isn't it? It's just like, I probably didn't. There's a bit of I don't want to bring it down too much, but so after that kind of whole thing that I told you about, a few years later, I decided the band that we had, or the duo that we had, sort of dissolved, and we didn't see each other for a while. And then I decided I wanted to do some solo stuff, so I contacted him, and he had my songwriting partner Russell had his own studio, and he was producing people and. He had a fairly rich mum and dad and that kind of thing, so he was doing all right for himself.
Helped.
So I went to him and said, "Look, can I record some solo stuff with you in your studio? Like, pulling in a favour or two." So I started to do that, and then I went on holiday to Florida with the kids and the missus at the time. And when I'd switched my phone off because I was, work was really high pressured, so I thought, keep the phone switched off while I'm away. So we had a nice time in Florida, switched the phone back on when I got back. And I think I had about 30 missed calls, something like that. And it turned out Russ had been murdered, which was terrible, So that basically meant, that whole process of, the funeral and everything else, he's somebody that I went to school with, somebody that, I did all those things that I just told you about. We had some fantastic times. I genuinely say he was my best friend, and he was gone. So for about 10 years, Graham, I didn't even go near music after that. And then a guy that I knew through work basically just said, "Do you want to come and jam with us? We're in a covers band. We're looking for a singer." I think I'd mentioned to him that, I used to do it back in the day. And that turned into, from a covers band, sort of 6 months later, we started writing our own stuff. And, the band sort of did some really big gigs, and we did probably 2 albums together. And that went really well. And then after that, it started to sort of fizzle out a little bit. So I thought, I've got the bug again, so I approached a producer and a studio that I'd been to before, and the rest is history. You know, I've been doing it as a solo artist since 2017, and still love it today. Still learning. Still love the process of making music, from that, you know, that spark that you get for an idea right through to, you know, being out there in the world. And I'm really proud of the music videos that we've done, myself and the guy that produces me. He's also the videographer. We've done some fantastic videos in different places around the world. You know, so all of those are shared experiences with somebody else as well. You know, like it's just part of who I am. If somebody said, you know, who is Alan Dreezer? He's the guy that writes songs and probably always will.
Oh, do you know what? Thanks for sharing that story with us, Alan.
Thank you. Yeah, cheers.
It's sad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was very, very. It took a long time to get over it. I mean, I say I didn't do anything with music for probably 10 years.
Yeah.
Because it didn't feel right. You know, when you've grown up with somebody and you've wrote songs with them and he's your best buddy and you've had all these wonderful experiences, like, you know, say, you know, mastering a song at Abbey Road and being in that building together, watching that happen and that whole process. And
felt like cheating in a way.
Yeah, it did. It felt like, you know, without him there, it was wrong. But at some point, I suppose you get past that and the pull of, you know, just being a songwriter, which is, you know, I'd always say that I'm a songwriter that can sing a little bit rather than the other way around. Yeah, it just pulls me back in every time. So I'm in a position now where I only work a little bit part-time at home, but I can concentrate really quite, you know, I've got a lot of time to spend on music now, which is great. And
it's a nice position to be.
Yeah, it's a nice position to be in. So I just love it, you know.
Oh,
and had some success here and there, won a couple of awards and stuff like that. So there's always something that when I'm sure you know this, Graham, you know, there's always points where you think, what the hell am I doing this for? And then something will happen that kind of goes, that's why you do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, whether it's being nominated for an award or the song that you put out suddenly gets onto a playlist and you got 10,000 streams in a week or whatever. There's always something that the next thing and the next thing, isn't there?
It's life, mate. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, you know, it's like when you're trying to do a program like this. I mean, you can have a week where like everybody cancels and like you can't get anybody booked, and you're expecting to get that guest on, and then that doesn't happen and whatever, and then you think, oh, you know, what you know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Especially when you don't get paid for it, you just think, well, what's the point? But then, you know, and then it'll probably be right at the end of that week, someone will contact you and go, oh, do you want to talk to? And you go, right, yeah,
amazing, yeah.
And you just think, well, you know,
something's happened to me as well recently, Graham. I'll tell you this as well, right? So one of the things that you just said is that not only is music time consuming and everything else, it's also a very expensive hobby, isn't it? Particularly if you want to record at the level that I do. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a bedroom producer. I go to a proper studio and, you know, we write from scratch, and that costs time. That takes time and costs money, you know. So, you know, I don't even want to tell you how much I've invested in my hobby, you know, over the years. But out of the blue, so I've released 2 albums, and on the first album, the first track wasn't a single, but suddenly 6 months ago, I looked, you know, I'm a member of the PRS, Performing Rights Society, logs on, and every time I log on, I'm kind of disappointed because there's not a lot of money there. Yeah. And suddenly 6 months ago, this album track from 7 years ago has been picked up by somebody for an advert.
Right. It's got a sync.
And it's got sync. And I've had the biggest payout in the last 6 months that I've had. This one payout has eclipsed everything that I've done in 7 or 8 years of making music. And it's not even, you know, and I think there's probably at least 10 other songs that I would say are better than this song. But it's not my opinion, is it? It's it's obviously fitted a brief. It's called Unknown, actually. So I don't know whether that feeling of the unknown in this advert, whatever. But
Do you know what? Do you know what? That is probably the biggest piece of or tip that you could probably give anybody out there, folks. If you want a song to get a sync, call it Unknown, because you know what happens is when you search for things, right? This is genuinely true. When you search for things out there, right, there's a lot of stuff that comes up under Unknown, right? Because it's like, or by unknown, or unknown file, or unknown stuff.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
So someone searching probably goes, put unknown, or look for something by unknown artist, found Unknown, when that's a damn good song. Sync,
I'm sure it's something. I'm sure it's something like that, Graham.
If you actually know, and you were involved in that, and you know what why that the track was chosen, do correct us and let us know.
Yeah, that's absolutely. I'd like to know, but it's a game changer, because suddenly, from it being an expensive hobby, I've now got some cash to go. Do you know what? I know what I want to do next, and I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And that's a nice place to be. And doing music without compromise is a wonderful thing, because that's one thing. There's some tracks that I regret releasing, but at the time, you can only take it financially so far, can't you?
Yeah.
Because some songs, might sound amazing just strummed on an acoustic guitar. Some of them need big production. You're never going to know until you've completed that process. So it's nice to be in a position now where I can choose the next track and know that, however, what the image in my head for that track is going to be, is where we're going to take it, and that's a nice place to be. So, feeling very lucky at the moment, Graham.
Cool. Now, listen, you've shared some lovely stories today.
Thank you.
Just before we came on, we had a little chat about LinkedIn, because we're both on LinkedIn. And I was saying how well some of these have gone on LinkedIn lately. I actually did a little poll, as I do every morning on LinkedIn. I've done a poll on LinkedIn every morning for the last 6 years.
Wow.
Have not missed a day.
Wow. What kind of subjects you cover?
Everything.
Absolutely. What? All right. Tell me what yesterday's was then.
Do you know what? I can never remember. Oh, so yesterday. Oh, yeah, no, I can. Yesterday's was about mugs.
Okay.
Right. Okay. But it was relating. It was relating a mug to a conversation, because I was given a mug by one of the artists that are on this board behind me.
Okay.
And I said it has become my favorite mug purely because, to me, it reminds me of that conversation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
And I said, look, people on here probably will have their favorite mug or whatever, and it might be because of the shape of it or the feel of the handle.
It's normally the memories attached to it, isn't it?
Or whatever,
like where you've been or whatever. Yeah.
So anyway, that was yesterday's, but today's.
What's your favorite mug?
Yeah. Is not today's one though, is music related. And so I just thought I'd like quickly talk to you about this, because from the 80s to now, very different time, and very different time in terms of how people listen to music, how people do everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I asked a question today: do you listen to music or just hear it? Which I think is a big question, right? And as of now, 77% of people said they listen, but 21% say they hear it mostly. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, true.
And then there's a few people that hadn't even considered that.
That's interesting, isn't it?
But I just feel like, and I think a load of them are lying. But I do feel like a load of people these days really struggle to listen properly to music, because we just
so throwaway, isn't it? Yeah, so throwaway. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
But also we're just losing our ability to like sit in the moment with anything. I feel like
absolutely,
like everything is like it's got to grab you for like a few seconds or whatever, and then you get your dopamine hit, and then you're on to the next thing. And I just feel like you know, our ability to stop, absorb, listen, and actually work at something as well. This is the other thing. I mean, I do stuff with like someone that is trying to get people to take training seriously, and we're on the edge of a training crisis in the UK at the moment, maybe in the world even, because actually so many people that do training aren't qualified in doing training, don't even actually understand how training works. And I feel it's a bit like the same with music. I feel it's like people just go, well, yeah, that's good. Why is it good? Well, just because I like their face, or I like their image, or I like whatever. But actually, have you listened to it? No, I haven't actually
listened to it.
Gone into it. You know, it's bad.
All right, Graham, let me tell you this, right? How many songs do you think I've listened to, and that's not hearing, listened to this week?
3 or 4.
170.
Well done.
And you know why? It's because I'm a guest moderator at the moment for Fresh on the Net.
Yeah.
Which is related. It's linked, or it was linked to BBC Introducing, and it's for unsigned artists. It's a platform for unsigned artists.
I love this story.
And so I'm currently just guest for at the moment. I'm seeing if I like it and if they like me. But this week, you know, being that I've submitted songs to Fresh on the Net and never got anywhere myself. So I thought, you know, I'm seeing it from the other side. I'm going to give everybody a proper fair go, because I know as an unsigned artist what it's like. And I can genuinely say I've listened to 170 songs this week. And out of that, I've found 5 absolute gems. So watch this space if you're on my Instagram. I'll be sharing them soon. So yeah.
What a great story to finish on.
There you go. There you go.
That is brilliant. But that's what we need. That is what we need. We do need to just take a little moment and actually, you know, reconnect.
Definitely.
Let's go back to the 80s. It was just so much fun.
Absolutely. Let's all dress up a bit like your New Romantics.
Let's all queue in Woolworths for 7-inch singles again.
Oh man, Woolworths. I used to love flicking through the old records in there.
Do you know what I mean?
And the CDs.
Let's go to Woolworths and buy our 7-inch singles.
Oh man.
And
wouldn't that be good?
Oh, look, it's gone up the charts. Oh, I have to go back and buy another. I'm going to have to go back and buy another copy.
Oh, I love
just so
it. Yeah, do you know what? I think I did that a couple of times with a few songs. What a few that, you know, because they used to come out with a different cover the next week or something, didn't they?
Yeah. They'd come out with a different cover. Or
I think Wham did that. Yeah, every week there was a different cover with their faces on.
Yes. Yeah. It was all there for the taking. But you know, we loved the gamification of it. We loved it's just
you know, I don't know if you're nostalgic, but I just felt it was better. Did you?
Yeah.
Better times, you know, better ways of discovering music.
I mean, like our parents probably thought it was dreadful, and they probably thought their times were better. But I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like these days, do you know what? I love it when I speak to youngsters and they go, do you know what? I'm really getting back in. I'm getting into record shops, and I'm going to record shops, and I'm enjoying that. Do it, folks. Make your record shops popular again.
Definitely.
Lovely. You know,
that's a good way to finish, isn't it?
We used to spend ages.
HMV rules.
We used to spend ages down our local record shop, and it became a community hub, and people would go there and have a cup of coffee and listen to something. And
I used to go to a store called Downtown Records in Romford in the High Street every single Saturday. Yeah, and just literally, I'll be in there for maybe 3 or 4 hours, just looking at, you know, and like you say, you meet people, meet your mates. What are you buying? You know, what have you listened to? Can you put that on and play that again for me? I like that one, you know, that kind of thing. That was great.
It's all about communication.
Maybe getting too old. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we are. Careful. If they give us any more time, we'll just turn into a couple of grumpy old gits doing a podcast. That could be an idea. Alan, thank you so much for coming along.
It's been a
We
pleasure.
will put some links to Alan's music in and
Please
around
do.
this as it goes out. So if you enjoy it, do stop and let Alan know. He'd love to know.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. Thank you,
And
mate.
if you're on LinkedIn and you're watching this, do connect with Alan. Say hi.
Yeah, no, I'll be
and
posting some stuff on there this week, so
there
watch
you
out
go.
for that. New single, Apart, is out now. Have a listen to that. It will be on LinkedIn in the next few hours.
There you go. That's a wonderful thing. Thanks for coming in, Alan. If you've enjoyed this, then please do go and share with other people that you love and some people that you don't. Maybe
Yeah.
it'd be the start of
Some healing.
or some communication in a good way. Or they might just think, why are you sending me that? Either way, confusion could be the right measure of success. We will be back soon with more of my music. But until then, from Alan and myself, bye for now. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Graham.